I'm Tessah Sampson. I am a K2 master kind of teacher. I support all of K2 and lead the instructional leaders in K2. I'm in Charlotte-Mecklenburg School District at Long Creek Elementary. We were introduced to once in January of this year, and the growth that our kids in kindergarten have made just since January is absolutely incredible. We have kids that we've been trying to get through the testing process all year to get like EC services, and those are our kids that are really just thriving right now. I've got one girl who she would barely even speak. We had to tell her all the time to use her big girl voice whenever she needed to even talk to answer a question. And now she's reading whole words. And it's like, it almost makes you a little emotional to see that this might have been the missing piece, to either have a reader or not have a reader. And so, we have kids that, like I said, knew nothing coming in and now are just soaring. Part of it is because of the 15-minute one-on-one piece, but also the consistency and just the confidence that they're gaining in themselves. Because how often do we hear like, I can't read? And then they start seeing like, actually, yes, I can read. And then they just take off. It has been so incredible. Again, in the beginning, they're kind of like, I don't really want to go. I want to stay with my teacher, or only take me for 3 minutes. I had a boy kept saying, only 3 minutes. And then like he read his first word, and now it's like a fight to take him back to class. Like he's like, when are you getting me again? Can I come again? So just them getting excited. I think that really is why the growth has been so big. We do literacy instruction and foundational instruction all year, but it's boring. And when they have this notion that they can't read, it's kind of that self-fulfilling prophecy. So when they're in that one-on-one setting and they're kind of more open to take risks, and they see that you believe in them and that you're coaching them through it and you're encouraging them and you're excited, they feed off of that energy and they're more willing to try, and they're in that comfortable space of, it's okay if I make a mistake, no one's gonna laugh at me or make fun of me, or all of those little added pressures that learning how to read in a classroom of 20 kids can bring. We have a lot of growth. I've got a girl on cycle 60 already from January, which is huge. And then we have a kid still on cycle 11, and they're all, every story has its successes, regardless of how far they are. So I just love it. The way that once does things is a little bit different, but it's all foundational skills are all the same, right? So we use Haggerty a lot. My classroom teachers have started to say with the kids that are doing once, they're like, oh my gosh, their Haggerty scores, like their Haggerty is just going way up. They're hearing sounds, they're manipulating sounds. We use the L curriculum in our district. And so we have like these skills benchmarks where it's basically a spelling test using like commonly used spelling patterns. Our once kids are really like pushing the bar there too and growing at a faster rate because they're familiar with the sounds, they're familiar with the digraphs that go with the sound. So like all of the things are just coming together for them faster. As far as like even comprehension, so many times in K2 we fail to address comprehension, and once has done a really good job building in comprehension questions naturally, and they're honestly sometimes a little bit hard, and I have to kind of fix my mindset too of like, I don't know if they're going to be able to answer this question, but once has done such a good job at like setting them up for success that I'm always pleasantly surprised that our kids can answer these like deep thinking comprehension questions too. We use Dibbles as our like baseline, and one thing that I've kind of even had my first and second grade teachers start doing is stop the chopping of the sounds and those pauses in between the sounds. And that's been a huge game changer for a lot of our kids that are just really struggling with blending. And that was like something that Nathan did at training. And I was like, I've never thought of that being the issue. and seeing how many gaps that one shift has made. It's been huge for like nonsense word fluency. So regardless of what program you use, we use Orton Gillingham a lot. I am a huge fan of Orton Gillingham. I've seen huge successes with Orton Gillingham, but again, they're missing that comprehension piece and that one-on-one piece. And but all the skills that the kids are learning with Orton Gillingham and our L curriculum and Heggerty and all the other things that we use are just so well reinforced and solidified with once. So it all kind of just marries each other and goes hand in hand, as helps everything flow very nicely.